We're hatching eggs again, and I have had a lot of questions on what to do with your baby chicks after they hatch. If you're trying to hatch eggs for the first time, it's important that you select fresh, fertile eggs from a healthy hen. You need to start out with probably about 15 eggs, which is what my suggestion is if it's the first time that you've ever hatched eggs. Mail order eggs are an option, but they've never quite worked out well for me. So I would recommend that you go to a hatchery to actually pick up the eggs, or try to find a local farm where you can get fresh, fertile eggs. It's also important that you pick out a good incubator for hatching your eggs. We've used the Celnovo and also the Nature Right 360, and both of those worked out well for us. If you'd like to see a more detailed video of us hatching chicken eggs, I'll leave a link in the description below. Now, you're going to need a good brooder to provide warmth and security and a comfortable environment for your chicks during the first weeks. Making your own brooder is very cost efficient, and it allows you to customize it to whatever you're going to need. I used a clear plastic tote with wheels. And remember, the chicks grow really, really fast, and it's essential that they have room to grow. They'll need to stay in the brooder for the first 4 to 6 weeks. You need to make sure that your brooder has proper ventilation like this one. Now, we cut the top of our lid and added chicken wire in order to provide that ventilation for our chicks. Now, your chicks can be moved from the incubator to the brooder as soon as they are fully dry. This is usually after about 12 hours. They can stay in your incubator for 3 days. We move ours after 12 hours. It's important that your chicks have fresh, clean water. I add 1/2 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar to each quart of water for the first month. Now, you can also purchase chick electrolytes from your local farm store. Let me know what you use as vitamins or electrolytes in the comments below. Now, when you move your little chicks from the incubator to the brooder, you will need to gently dip the baby chicks' beaks in the water. Be sure not to allow the water to enter into their nostrils. I also make sure to let the little chick know where its food is. Now, a good chick starter for food can be purchased from your local farm store, and that is my suggestion. The chick will also need a good source of heat. I use a chick brooder heater, and it allows the chicks somewhere to hide and to feel safe. You can use a heat lamp, but heat lamps are a fire hazard if not used properly. I'll leave a link in the description below if you'd like to purchase one similar on Amazon. Temperature for your heater should be decreased slowly from week to week until it's no longer needed for your chicks. Your chicks will also need a non-slip surface. So I prefer pine shavings, and I also use puppy pads under the water and the feeder. Puppy pads help so much with the mess. As you can see, the chicks grow very fast. They get very messy at 21 days. So there are some other things that you might want to consider and be prepared for if you're raising your chicks from eggs. When you get ready to move the chicks outside, they need to be at least 4 to 6 weeks old, and they need to move to a clean, dry area that is fully enclosed. Be sure that you have a netting across the top if you're just putting in a fenced area. Now, ideally, they'll need to be fully feathered, and again, this does happen at about 6 weeks. I had to move my chicks out at 4 weeks just because I have so many of them, and I didn't properly prepare my brooder for this many chicks. The temperature outside needs to be at least 50 to 60 degrees for your young chicks without a heater. You will also need to make sure you have a place for them to go at night that's like fully enclosed and where you can lock them up. You'll also need some fresh, comfortable bedding. Again, I use pine shavings for my chicks. If you're going to raise chicks from eggs, you're more than likely going to have several roosters. So as juveniles, your roosters are okay, but as they get older, they'll naturally fight each other. If you have too many roosters with your hens as they get older, this puts a lot of stress on your hens. The rule is that you should only have one rooster to every 10 hens to ensure a healthy and stress-free environment. Be prepared to either give your roosters away. Some people raise their roosters for food. I personally try to just give my roosters away. Let me know what you do with your extra roosters in the comments below. Now, you'll need to also make sure that you keep the chicken coop clean with nice fresh bedding. I do a thorough cleaning once a month. That means I remove all bedding, thoroughly clean the chicken coop. You'll also need to make sure that your chicks always have fresh water and dry food. Please see our link below for suggestions on different types of bedding. A clean coop is a happy coop. If you're going to be hatching and raising your own chicks, hopefully this video has been helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe.